You haven't taken all session.
Yeah.
What's going on?
No,
You
I
haven't
actually
taken
just don't have a trim at the moment. I did.
I
My hair is blonde.
Are you gonna keep it?
Maybe, but the thing is, I might also just come back to it. I think now I've done it, and I actually didn't mind it. I got some decent feedback on it. It wasn't too negative. So I watched. I was thinking of doing it all year, and I won't lie. I'll give him his flowers. Will Joseph did it a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I thought he looked fly with it, so I was like, I might do it as well. But what really pushed me was I started watching quarterbacks on Netflix. They pulled out a new season and Joe Burrows did it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. So, not because I compare myself to Joe Burrows, just because I liked his thought process when he was doing it. He was just like, do something different. He was just like, do something different. Like, you're young, why not? And I was like, you know what, me too. Like, I could have no hairline one day. Like, let me just try some different stuff.
Last season, you talked about the injury a little bit.
Yeah.
The injuries that you guys are getting in your early 20s, like late teens, just coming through into like professional rugby.
Yeah.
Is that like? Do you feel like it's more adapting to the men's game? Like, what's like the level, the step up? Like,
Yeah, I think so. I think looking back on it now, 100%. I think there's so many different aspects that you have to adjust to that you don't realise. Personally speaking, I've had 2 hamstring injuries, fairly serious, in a 6-month period, and that was coincidentally my first season playing in the Premiership, or like sprinkled appearances here and there. And I think a lot of that is adjusting to the speed of the game. You don't realise how many repeated sprint efforts you've got to do, and that is a big part of the game, especially as a winger now. Like kick chasing, like support play, obviously ball in hand as well. Like you've got to want to beat people, you've got to want to make your tackles and get the ball back in the air. It's such a big part of the game now, and so I think my body just hadn't adjusted to that at all. As good as a standard as the Championship is, where I was on loan and playing under 20s and stuff like that, it's just, it can't compare to the speed of the Premiership, where you've got internationals playing every week. Any forwards in that position, it's definitely the contact aspect as well. Like, you don't realise the size and power of these guys that are running at you like full pelt, and some are just quicker and some are naturally bigger and quicker and fitter than others, but other people have to put that extra effort in to work harder. Like myself, like I have to get a certain amount of high speed efforts now in training in order to match or replicate what that would be in a game. Otherwise my body's going into it and it doesn't take the shock factor too well, which is probably why my hamstrings went. But looking back on it, I think kind of everything's gone the right way. I think there was a lot of stuff I was good at a younger age and a lot I needed to work on as well. And so I think last year was probably a great reflection of where I'm at personally. I really decided to knuckle down in the off season and try and kick on, and the kind of fruits came into labour there. Yeah, if we're being honest, I thought maybe it would have happened earlier. And your point about looking at probably like my age mates kicking on a bit, I feel like that was tough to swallow at first, but then when you really take time to reflect on it, it's just circumstance, and it's just like a lot of the time it was we're people at different clubs, you know. So some clubs might have a bunch of injuries in the back three, and that allows them to kick on. And I'm never one to be like a hater or jealous of them, you know. Like, it's circumstance. Like,
how has that changed your like mentality as a player? Has it made you more hungrier?
Yeah, definitely a lot more hungry. I think first couple years I was just so happy to be training and like be involved, you know, like yeah, like honestly, yeah, it's made me starving. Like there was a time when the team sheet would be coming out and I always knew I wasn't going to be involved, you know. So like there would be no nerves when that team selection was coming out, not even a glimpse of hope that like, oh, I'm playing this week. And considering where I was at when I left school, like, it's such a bad way to have approached senior rugby. And now when that team sheet comes up, I'm always hopeful that there's a chance I might play. And so I think that's definitely a better way to be, you know. And when that team sheet comes out, and if I'm not playing, there's always a conversation to be had. Don't get me wrong, I've always wanted to play and I've always worked hard and wanted to push on, but there was just a time I didn't even think I was close to it. And now I've got a sniff, and I've played and I've scored and done well. That opportunity definitely, it feels a bit closer. And so I just want to get to a point where I'm regularly like involved in playing, and I've got no doubt that time will come. A lot of it, I just put my faith in God now, to be honest with you. God's timing, man. Like, obviously I've got to be the one to put the work in, but once I've done that, I'll just leave it in God's hands.